What's good, y'all? Hope everybody's living well and staying blessed. It's your boy, Marcus B. As always, I'm with the one and only Mr. Evan 17.
What's up?
How you living, big dog?
I'm doing good.
Good to hear,
Doing
man.
good.
Good to hear. Anyways, this is episode 17?
Yeah.
Episode 17 of Holla at Your Boy, and today me and Evan sat down and we talked about a very shared interest, and that is comedians and stand-up comedy. And we kind of go through, it's kind of a precursor to a one that we'll eventually have where we talk a little bit more in depth, but today we just kind of talked about comedians that we appreciate and things that we like about it, and the shared experience from musician to comedian and comedian to musician. As always, if you like we're doing out here, make sure you follow us on all things social media, as well as like, follow, subscribe. I said follow twice, whatever. Show us some love any way you can. Please and thank you. It'd be much appreciated. And I hope you guys enjoy the episode. Peace. That being said, we didn't really talk about this episode.
17.
This is 17.
17.
This will be coming out next Monday.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What is that, August?
I don't know math.
27, 28, something like that?
Today's the 23rd?
Yeah.
So it'll be next, the 31st.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah. Next Monday, yeah.
Well, I was thinking about this. Like, usually we start off, like, with what we, like, go through the week, but...
I was about to say, like, we're recording these a little bit out of order.
Yeah.
Because of things, so...
Things and stuff and things.
I mean, it's been a couple of days. It's just the weekend.
Yeah. Speaking of weekend...
Yeah.
Actually, I got to do something super dope this weekend. I went down to Kyle, see the buddies down there that I've been kicking them with. It's either, y'all or them. Not hanging out with too many other people, but it was one of their birthdays. That's a weird
One of their.
Theirs?
Yeah.
One of their birthdays?
Yeah. Theirs isn't a word.
Feels like it should be. Anyways. It was one of their birthdays.
One of them's.
Them down there. And my buddy had always been interested in throwing a murder mystery party.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And he found this
like?
website that sells them. So it's like $40, and they give you the entire, like, script, and there's, like, a multitude of different styles, genres, if you will.
Yeah, okay.
So, like, ours was Hawaiian.
Okay.
Then they got, like, a Great Gatsby
of
style.
Course. Yeah.
Naturally, you know what I'm saying? Just a bunch of different themes, that's what I was looking for.
Themes, yeah.
Themes for the party. And it was really cool. It was a lot of fun, but I don't think you could do it with everybody, because everybody's got to be down to, like, act and participate in
Yeah,
that.
and be in character the whole time.
Yeah.
And, like, I just want to hang out. Like,
Yeah. So luckily, that group of friends is very verbose.
Okay.
And kind of out there. So we all got really into it, and plus the dude that threw it, he like assigned us characters,
Okay.
and the characters were very much suited towards
Okay,
our personalities.
Yeah.
Like my guy was named Tiki Hutman. The names are a little off. Not a whole lot of effort went into the naming of the characters.
It's like, that wasn't very hard. That wasn't.
But I was the local. I worked for the resort that everybody was on, and I was the lifeguard, and I liked to party, and
So Marcus.
I was like, oh yeah. Doesn't. It was super rough though. Like, my character was an awful lifeguard. Nobody died ever on the beach, but a lot of people almost did.
Oh boy.
And the people kept calling me out about it. I was like, but did you die?
No one died.
No one died, so I do my job. Yeah, but it was a good time, man. It was a lot of fun to go through that experience and see what that was like, and then.
Would you do it again?
Oh, for sure. For sure, definitely. I think with that group of
group of homies. I think we're gonna try to do that maybe once a year, twice a year, something like
Nice.
that. I think because we get together for a lot of the holidays.
Okay.
Because since we're all teachers, we don't always get a chance to go. Like especially me, since my parents are out in Virginia.
Right. Yeah.
Like I don't get a chance to go out and see them. So we'll usually do like Thanksgiving that Wednesday.
Okay.
And then we'll do like Christmas the Sunday before Christmas proper. So
Nice.
we're talking about doing it again for Christmas and maybe doing like see if they have a Christmas theme.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, they do.
Right. I'm certain they did.
Yeah.
Did.
Let's face facts. Everyone has a Christmas theme.
Yeah. But maybe they have if not, like just do the Great Gatsby one, something like that, so everybody can dress up all nice and right.
The all 1920s.
Yeah, man. I just bought 2 new suits the other day because sadly Van Houston is going out of business.
Okay.
Yeah, they were 80% off.
Oh, where?
Van Houston.
No.
At the outlets.
At the outlet. Okay.
Mm-hmm. The outlets in Round Rock.
Okay. I need to.
I mean, that was 2-3 weeks ago.
Well,
So.
I'll
I'll
look down there.
It wouldn't be a bad idea to pop down and see if they have anything because you might be fortunate enough to have the sizes still.
Right.
Because even when I was there's a bunch of different sizes there. But since I'm very much the
Medium.
stock build of man, like I was looking for a new black suit. None of them. It went from like 36 to like 46. I was like, well,
Okay.
damn. But I got a really nice navy one, really nice gray one.
Nice.
Yeah, so check it out, man. 80% off, like 90% off on the button ups. Yeah. Sad day because of another thing that Brona is doing to us.
Gets rid of a lot of stores, a lot of things are going out of business.
I don't know how long ago it was, but I was listening to a show saying that New York, something along the lines of 4,000 businesses lost already.
That's too many. That's like, I mean, could you imagine like starting like a new business and like, oh, yeah, no, this isn't a.
Dude, there's a.
Like someone opened their restaurant like the month before, like someone that happened.
Here Fajita King.
Oh yeah.
They opened in like May.
Right.
If I recall.
Yeah, that was
like,
kind of weird.
That was super strict. Like they opened when the restrictions got lifted.
Right.
And they've been solid.
They're still
surprisingly.
Around. I mean, but a bunch of the businesses over here, like Potbelly and stuff, they all closed.
They all closed down. Well, Potbelly went down.
I don't know if that was going down.
I think it was going down. I think we'd only ever gone there once, and I'm pretty sure it took an hour to get a sandwich.
I mean, yeah, that was my go-to like lunch spot, and it always took like an hour. like I had an hour for lunch. I was like, I'm taking an hour at Potbelly.
Don't get me wrong, it's a good sandwich. There was a Potbelly down in San Marcos.
Especially when it's so expensive.
It was very expensive, and even the one in San Marcos took a long time. I'm like, bro, you're just heating it up. What?
That is funny. That
why is it taking
like
so
Subway
long?
can make that same sandwich in like 30 seconds, and you're sitting there like slowly put the lettuce on. Like, no, it's a sandwich. Like,
yeah, whatever. Again, good sandwich, a little pricey.
Right.
I still think I stand by from our food fight episode. Which? Sorry.
Oh yeah.
Took me a second.
Which is still like kind of the go.
Which is the gold standard for all sandwich shops, and I'm gonna be heartbroken if it's shut down in San Marcos.
I'm trying to think. Does Which make breakfast? I don't think they do, and that's where that's where I'm missing them.
I wouldn't be surprised if they did. I mean, they've got 15 different options.
A bunch of meats and like veggies and like.
Certainly, they've got a breakfast.
Man, that'd be
breakfast option.
Oh, I couldn't imagine like a morning which. Oh. Talk about waking up.
Fantastic, bro.
That'd be like that's a good.
Dude, let me get some caramelized onion on my egg sandwich.
Oh.
Hell yeah, boy.
Whew. Talk about sit down and
come on.
Like, all right, I'm ready for the day. Huh.
Oh man. What about you? You did anything?
No. This weekend was kind of my parents came down.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. You guys did anything special?
No, my mom's just very. I love her. But
Great way to start a sentence about somebody.
but I mean, like, I mean, you've seen New Girl, like Schmidt's mom.
Oof.
Like, yeah, like a little bit like, why isn't your life perfect?
Yeah. Okay.
I'm like, what? Like, literally, it was like, why isn't this dusted right now? I'm like, well, what are you coming into my house like this for?
You're coming in hot right now.
Like,
You barely said hi.
right.
Come on, dog. Give me a second.
Like your pillows are flat. We need to go get like you see, you think I'm joking as I'm saying this, but
She really?
yes.
Oh my goodness.
Like literally. I mean, that's just my mother likes to make sure things are good. I'm a child in her eyes still. It makes, but no, she was very proud that I had the rest of my apartment was like it looks like an apartment.
Very put together.
Yeah, there's like stuff like on the walls and stuff.
There you go.
She was like, I'm very proud of you. I'm like, thanks, Mom.
Thanks.
I put stuff on the wall. I'm not completely
It
incompetent.
looks a little homey. Yeah.
Like it's not a barren landscape like I would. I say I would like it to be that way, but I have a wall in there. It's this weird wall where there's a vent like on the wall.
Okay.
So it kind of like, and then the air conditioning's there, so it kind of ruins the whole wall for like hanging
Yeah.
stuff on there. And she was trying to put stuff like, kid you not, like brought stuff from like their house.
Of course you did.
Stuff that was in like my room
Yeah.
before. So like they had these big metal saxophones, and she was like, "These need to go up here." I'm like, "No, they look bad up there. I don't want anything up there." But yeah, she's definitely Schmidt's mom. Just very.
That's rough.
Why isn't your life?
Why isn't your life perfect? Why isn't everything put together? Why aren't you married yet? Wow.
What? No, she's never asked me that before.
Really?
No. She just really wants me to be dating someone and needs me to get married.
That's fair. For a long time, my mom was like, "Why aren't you married?" But then she finally realized like she was like, "Why aren't you dating?" I was like, "I'm busy." And then she finally realized like what that meant, and now she just like my dad will ask like, "You got a girlfriend yet?" And she'll answer me, she's like, "You know he's busy. He ain't got no time for anybody." I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
That it hurts a little bit more when you say it.
Yeah.
God dang.
Like I'm not too busy, but like I got stuff going on.
Yeah, I got
so.
stuff going on. That's interesting. That's right.
Right.
Anyways, I know that we've kind of talked about this in true
Yeah.
fashion.
Wait, I don't know.
We're not going to be prepared for it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But let's talk about comedians.
Oh yeah.
Let's get into some stand-up since that's so much of a shared.
Yeah. Let's talk about
Is it a
it.
shared passion?
Yeah. A shared interest. Yeah.
Interest.
Yeah.
Yeah, passion.
Because I don't think either of us are like, I need to do my 15 minutes right now. Like,
It'd be cool.
I got my 5 minutes planned out, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna bomb. But we'll find out.
I got a couple things I think I could throw in that would at least get a chuckle.
See, like the way, and like we can kind of like build off of this. Like the way I think of like comedy,
Yeah.
or at least like if I was to get into comedy, I feel like my jokes would start off. I feel like when you're starting off comedy, you have to start off kind of I'm going to tell the short jokes. They're going to be like real fast and real.
Yeah, quick setup punch.
Like you seen Dimitri Martin?
Yeah, love Dimitri Martin. One of the first ones I ever seen.
That
Saw?
he has that joke. It's like I like people watching. Mostly this one woman. I just love the fact that joke is like 8 words. Like 9. I like people. I like people watching. Mostly this one woman. Like literally 8 words.
Wow.
And he like tells the whole like story. Like
I will give you that. Dimitri Martin is definitely. I can't think of anybody off the top of my head. Again, we're not prepared for this conversation whatsoever. But as far as those like really quality setup punch.
Yeah, I mean like him and Mitch Hedberg. Kind of like not Jim Gaffigan. Yeah, Jim Gaffigan.
He's in that vein.
But like those really like short like jokes, I feel like you have to start that way as a comedian. You can't start off with the long
I don't know,
like,
man.
story. Like you've
know.
seen Rogan's at the end of I think it was his last special where he like climbed up on the chair and he was pretending to be like I was like, you can't do that on your first 5 minutes. Or you pretend to be
That's
the
fair.
Kardashians.
That's fair.
That's
That's fair. The Kardashian demon.
Yeah, you can't pretend to do that on your first 5 minutes.
Well, I will challenge you on that.
Yeah.
With Anthony Jeselnik.
Well, Anthony Jeselnik, he
who is similar to the setup punch. He's very lean on his jokes, which is so impressive because when you think about, and the same thing as Dimitri Martin, where that joke took 5 seconds?
Yeah.
And he's got an hour special of those.
just one-liners.
To get you interested and keep you engaged for an hour with stuff like that. Like, it's impressive. But then with Anthony Jeselnik, you throw on top of the aggressive dryness and how morbid.
He's like, to me, like, this is my one gripe about like Anthony Jeselnik is he's so well, let me start off by saying like all of this is coming from a place of I can't do anything.
For sure.
So if I'm like complaining about someone, it's like, complaining about a movie. I'm like, I can't direct a movie. Like,
I don't really know how to make it better. I just didn't enjoy it.
I'm sure any movie or any comedy thing I would try to do would turn out like
pretty straight garbage.
Well, like The Room, like it's just a horrible like garbage fest of a movie, or like it would turn out like Ken Jeong's special, just like really not good.
So flat. I wanted that to be so much better.
Yeah, Ken Jeong's a funnier actor than he is a stand-up. I think a lot of people get that confused.
That's fair.
But back to the Anthony Jeselnik thing. So my complaint about him is that he's very like mean-spirited.
That's fair.
Like that's why it's like I mean I've laughed at like mean-spirited jokes before. One of my favorite comedians is David Cross. He's told some horrible like, oh my gosh. Like, he's told some horrible jokes.
Yeah.
And it's funny because he, like, does a lot of, like, kids, like, animation.
Really?
Well, yeah. Like,
okay.
You've seen Megamind, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a minion.
No shit.
Yeah.
Huh.
He does a lot of, like, animated, because he's got a very animated voice.
Gotcha, one of those guys.
Yeah, but he also tells, like awful jokes. Like, some of the... But it never comes from a place of, like... it never comes from a place of like malice, and I don't think Jeselnik is coming from that, but it's like, but that's kind of like his like shtick.
Yeah. Well, I think it's just, I think he comes off as aggressive because I heard him on Whitney Cummings' podcast.
Yeah.
And she was kind of explaining him and how he's just like, his personality is just lean. Like there's no there's no fat to the conversation. I'm not going to talk to you for the sake of talking to you. It's like, how are you doing? Good to hear.
Yeah.
And that's all that's all I was wondering. I don't want to have any small talk with you.
Right.
And
it's kind of like the way like some of us like want to talk, but we're kind of like forced to talk in other ways. But
exactly. Yeah. He just created like really accentuated the personality of like things don't need to be said, so I'm not going to say them.
I don't have to do segues or like build into
exactly.
Stuff. Like,
now, I will say it is aggressive dryness.
Yes.
I can't think of the joke of the. Well, I mean, the last special is called "Fire in the Maternity Ward." Aggressive,
like,
but not
offensive. See, just that sentence alone is like, no. Like that's the. I get that every single time he says a joke, I'm just like, or like even that title, "Fire in the Maternity Ward," I'm like, no.
Yeah, which is fantastic. And again, if you watch his special and you critique it as a with that in mind.
Yeah.
There's no, and now welcome Anthony Jeselnik to the stage. There's no like
Preamble or whatever.
like little skits.
Yeah.
There's not. It's like Anthony Jeselnik, find the maternity ward. So I was talking like it just goes right into the jokes. I'm just like, I appreciate that, man. Like he very much thought like that was an active decision on his part to be like, no, I don't want any nonsense at the beginning of my special.
Right.
People came to listen to me tell jokes. You're gonna listen to me tell jokes.
There's no. I mean, like to me, like that's kind of a thing of like there's no like. And the thing is, I mean, I hate presentation, but like I kind of want a little presentation, like in the.
Do you, or is that just what you're used to?
I don't know. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Because I can't. I don't want to knock it and say like I think you should like be like a comedy. You shouldn't do that because we've seen comedians like that and it's not.
It works for some people. It doesn't work for everybody.
Yeah, but like, like I do appreciate like him getting to the point.
Yeah.
But it's like, why is your point gotta be so mean? I don't know. Maybe I'm just being soft about it.
Don't get me wrong. It's definitely not for everybody.
Yes.
But I think it is a disservice to say that he's like, if anybody ever called him a bad comic, like you're just lying. Like he's
Right. Okay.
He's again, he's in the vein of the Dimitri Martins, those quick one-line set of punches. You do that for an hour, and you have people engaged, and you have people laughing. You've done some work. You put in the damn hours to make sure that they like you. And to think about him doing that at open mics.
I mean, well, to me, that like at an open mic that could work. Like at an open mic.
I don't know, man.
I mean, like, well, okay, now granted, on his level of like darkness, like, no, that could not, that couldn't work every single time. But I feel like at an open mic, you got like your 5 minutes. Did you ever watch Hannibal Buress' new special? He put it on YouTube.
I didn't watch that one. No. I've been meaning to.
It's Miami Nights. It's on YouTube. So funny.
There's just so many goddamn platforms and different people coming out with specials. It's just been hard to keep up.
I think he said like for some reason he was gonna put it on Netflix.
Yeah.
But then like something happened with like the Netflix like dealings where he was just like, let's put it on YouTube.
Out. Yeah. And that happens to a lot of them. That happens to a lot of comics.
Yeah.
That's the main genre of podcasts I listen to. All of them. It's just like, it was supposed, especially with, excuse me, a handful of them, I can't remember anybody off the top of my head, we're supposed to like record in April this year.
Yeah, and then
it just shut down.
Comedian, I'm so sorry, comedians.
And it puts them in a weird spot because that hour of work is now null and void.
Yeah.
Because half the jokes probably aren't going to be like legitimate. Like you can't say I was getting out of my Uber once if you're in New York, in California now because they just closed down Uber and Lyft in the entire state.
Like a bunch of people's. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was just like within the recent week, they had shut it down because something to do with the background checks. I mean, they booted him out like 2 years ago for the same reason. Wait, no, that was New York. Now it's LA's turn. New York, they booted him because the taxi drivers, it was like a union and they needed qualifications to be a taxi driver, and there's like next to no qualifications to be an Uber driver, so they kicked him out.
I see.
But then they brought him back in, and now LA is in the same boat. So,
and
yeah.
Those are some of the biggest like taxi Uber drivers.
That's super rough because you think about it, if you were comic, musician, chef, you picked up a gig driving a handful of people that are still going places with Uber out in Cali, and now you're
it's gone.
SOL. It's like, God bless, man. Super rough.
Like the gig economy. I mean, not to like go on this too much, but like I feel like the gig economy is gonna like change after all this. They're gonna be like, all right, let me not just gig like for you like different like for stand-ups. Let me also like write and like
Well, on the same thing, you like. Again, on a lot of podcasts I listen to, they're always just like, why would you not have a podcast as a comedian?
I see.
Like, just keep your following engaged.
Yeah.
And all of them put out their dates at the beginning and at the end of the podcast. So that way you're just kind of like reminded, like, oh yeah, he's finally coming to Texas, dope. Let me figure out if I can get a ticket.
Right.
And that's how I found out about the show that we went to in Houston. I'm not gonna just casually go across Brendan Schaub's website and be like, huh, I wonder when he's gonna be like.
Yeah,
no,
like
the only
he's
way,
just looking up. Like
yeah, the only way I know is because he was like, hey, I'm gonna be in Houston in 2 weeks. Buy your tickets now. Word. And then I went and bought the tickets, exactly. So, and then plus, there's so many of them that do have podcasts.
Yeah.
I imagine it's pretty easy as an advertiser to be like, oh, they'll bring in some level of business.
Yeah, I've always wondered like how that works for like ads. If like, like do they actually see a spike in their? I mean, I'm sure because like some of the podcasts I listen to, they've had like Squarespace and all those ads for like years.
Squarespace, Stamps.com, MeUndies.
Yep.
What's the security one?
Talking about like ADT or
no,
like.
Bro, come on. Ain't nobody sponsored by ADT.
LifeLock. I don't know.
It's one of those ring type deals.
Oh,
okay. Like there's so many, and that is interesting. I've wondered about that as well. Is how much business are they actually recurring? Getting?
I was like,
I think it's occurring, but I'm gonna go with getting.
I was like, well, why are you not trying to say getting right now?
How much business are they getting by having? Because like I don't think every podcast I've listened to.
Yeah.
I think I've heard a MeUndies ad for.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, are you getting that much business compared to how much money you're paying the people saying?
I guess it's working.
Blows my mind.
I mean, I'm trying to think of something I bought off. The only thing I bought off a podcast was Skillshare. There was this online like learning thing. Like,
I was gonna do the masterclass one. I heard
Okay.
about masterclass, yeah.
Like,
and then I did the On It thing.
Oh yeah.
On It and Black Rifle, two ones that are the main sponsors of the MMA, Brennan Schaub's MMA podcast that I catch every week, which makes me sad because I didn't watch the fights last night.
Keep going. I'm grab my water real quick.
Yeah, you're good. But yeah, I tried the Black Rifle coffee. It's great. I love that coffee. And then with On It are the supplements. I haven't bought them since, but there was definitely a difference in their logo, the human optimization. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But for real, like I was doing they've got this pack that's called Total Human, and there's a morning pack and a night pack of just different vitamins and supplements and things that you should take in. There was a noticeable difference in my output and overall well-being. So I was behind it. I just forgot to kind of subscribe to it.
Yeah.
So I didn't buy it, and then I think I'd gotten it for Bantober, and then I was just so tired. Afterwards, I forgot to do it again. But yeah, other than that, I mean, I've looked at MeUndies.
I've heard so many ads from like, do I go through?
Yeah.
Well, I also feel like a lot of the stuff, like, I don't know about you, but I don't want to get all my stuff delivered to me. Like,
That's fair.
I wouldn't want to get like a couple of years down the line and like have everything delivered. I feel like that's how it's gonna like.
Oh, it's definitely more on the way, bro.
It's a slippery slope like thing. I'm just like, oh, you can do HelloFresh.
Bro, Elon Musk
MeUndies.
wants to put a microchip in your brain.
I just...
So that way you can compute things faster.
I'm scared of the future.
Future's coming, bro.
Future. Oh.
But no, I feel that.
Yeah.
I was definitely... The only reason why I tried Black Rifle in the first place was because I was in San Antonio, and they've got a lot of kiosks. Again, this was last summer. But there's a kiosk in one of the malls I was at, and I was getting my MacBook checked out, and then right outside was a Black Rifle thing, and I was like, oh, dope.
Let's try it out.
Let's try it out. I got it, loved it, and then I ordered some off the website, sent it to my mom and sister for Christmas, because it's like, you guys like coffee? This is good coffee. And military. Gang. But, yeah, I don't know how. The next thing I think I'm going to try is that mud water.
Is that thick water? I can't hear that.
What? I hate that term, thick water. What does that mean?
One of the, I'm trying to remember if this is on Stiff Socks or not. This stupid podcast I listened to.
Such a podcast, okay.
No, they were. It was one of their ads. It was sort of like, it was it's like a mineral water that's like supposed to be more.
Liquid IV?
I think so.
I tried that one as well.
I think
actually,
so.
and I did feel better. I
Yeah.
did feel better after that one.
Yeah,
After my stupid workouts.
They call it like thick water.
God, I hate
it's
that.
just got more minerals. It's a little bit more having a taste.
Yeah, it's got the same amount of potassium as like banana. And
Right.
it's like
Yeah.
Some 1,000 IUs of vitamin C. So and it's really good. Really good, but it is definitely a little bit pricier. But it's well worth it. I like it. But no, mud water is a coffee alternative. Coffee alternative where it's made out of mushrooms and no, that's Four-Sigmatic. Oh my god, I'm getting all my ads mixed up. No, there is mushrooms in the mud water, but it has like less amount of caffeine, so you're not jittery, but it has more natural like B vitamins and turmeric, and it does have the cordyceps and lion's mane's mushrooms, the cacao. Yeah.
I'm only laughing.
Any of these people want to sponsor me?
I'm only laughing at turmeric because back to what we were talking about. One of my favorite.
Before we got on the tangent of.
One of my favorite comics, Mark Maron.
Mark Maron.
He was talking about like one of the fathers of podcasting. He was talking about turmeric in his last special about how like he's just like, well, it's a spice. Like why are we like it helps with inflammation? Like what are you talking? It's good for you, bro. Like you make sure you get the black pepper in it, otherwise it won't be activated. Well, you're adding a spice to another spice and saying it's activated.
To add to water to drink.
Yeah, like you're just like, yeah, you got to make sure it's active. Like, and he's like, yes, it's so stupid, but so I'm using turmeric now.
I lied again. Laird's Superfood Creamer. I tried that one as well.
You're trying a lot of things.
I tried a lot of things. Turns out I've been listening to podcasts for a long time, 4 years now. So.
Very susceptible.
Bound to happen. But to be fair,
you're about to get a Casper mattress, aren't you?
No, thought about it. Too expensive.
I don't know how much of this is gonna get pulled.
Nah, man, it's fine. It is. Again, if any of these sponsors want to sponsor the show, please let me know.
Just talking about the podcast as we see ads. I said
You got it, big dog.
Make sure I said ads. Podcast ads. That's a hard bit to say. Yeah.
Do you know? Well, the Larry Hamilton's thing. The reason why I got it is because again, I just follow a bunch of psychopaths, and one of the first ever big wave surfers out of Hawaii.
Okay.
Something like at 17, or it's when he was younger, he broke his ankle like in 3 spots.
Yeah.
And just didn't go to the doctor, so now his ankle's like a club, and it doesn't work because he was just like, nah, it's fine. I'm just gonna keep surfing, and then he sits in a sauna that's at 220 degrees, and then he has to wear oven mitts because he gets on a bike
Yeah.
and bikes in the sauna at 220 degrees.
With his club foot?
Yeah, well, I mean, his foot still works.
Okay.
Like he didn't get his foot taken off, but like the articulation of the ankle, it just doesn't really exist
Doesn't function.
anymore.
Oh boy.
But yeah, so he sits in the sauna for like 30 minutes and bikes
Yeah.
at 220 degrees, and he has to wear the oven mitts because the metal of the
It's
bar
too
is,
hot.
is too hot. Yeah.
That.
So, anything that that guy
Here's the
creates
thing.
is I'm gonna support because that's my fault in
Here's the thing.
being.
I'm all for health. Trying to get healthier myself too. But I don't want to die.
No, I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't think he just all of a sudden was like, yeah, I'm gonna crank my son all the way up to 220 and I'm gonna bike inside of it. Like much like what I'm telling you.
Slowly built
Yeah,
up.
slowly built up. I told you when you walked in, I was like, I didn't hate myself enough after this workout. Time to get a weight vest, so that way I hate myself a little bit more. That's how it goes.
Man, I got some mad self-esteem.
I don't. When it comes to working out,
I don't need to.
you got to get in there and you got to get after it every single time.
I mean, there's definitely like today, like I did 30 minutes on the rower, and
God,
still
yeah,
love
see,
it.
that sounds just
Still love it.
so god dang terrible.
And I got 15 minutes in, and I was like, all right, maybe I could stop and go do something else and come back to this. I'm like, you know what? No, let's just push on through it.
Get after it, big dog.
And that's not I don't know if that's like bad, but also like 220 degrees in a sauna on a bike.
Everybody's
What are you doing?
everybody's a little different. Again, I just follow a bunch of psychopaths. Larry Hamilton.
That might be the case.
David Goggins
Yeah.
did a 100-mile race with zero training in 18 hours. Broke all the bones in his feet. Couldn't walk afterwards. For one of his first mini feats. If you haven't read the Can't Hurt Me book, you should. It'll make you feel like garbage as well as make you want to run through a wall. Read, and I would say listen to that book because between each chapter they do like a mild podcast.
Oh, okay.
In the sense of like they kind of, not even a mild podcast, they just kind of take like 10 minutes to talk about the dude that helped him write it.
Okay.
He's the one reading it, and he like sits down with Goggins, and he's like, so what did you mean by this, and what were you thinking, and blah, so just stuff like that. So you just kind of get a more in-depth feel. And then Cameron Haynes, who runs a marathon just about every morning, and then Jocko Willink, who wakes up at 4:30 every morning to work out.
Every time I see, because you made me follow.
Yes, I did.
You made me follow Jocko.
You're welcome.
Cameron Haynes, like they keep popping up on my
Yep.
Instagram feed. I'm just like, I don't need this.
I
don't need this in my life.
I don't follow celebrities. I follow people that are better than me to remind me to get off my phone and get after it.
Like let's see, like Cameron Haynes. Well, what does he do? Does he just do that?
He has a full-time job.
Okay.
As well as runs a business, as well as is a professional hunter
Okay. Because
and ultra marathoner.
all I see him doing is like
Working out and shooting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, is this what his whole day is? It's just like.
No, he still has a regular job.
Okay.
It's like a 9 to 5.
See,
Yeah. Yeah.
It would be that big. No, thank you.
That's why I follow them, to remind me that I am being weenie and I need to go get after it.
See, I just follow musicians that are.
Yeah,
bad.
see, and that's why I'm a bad musician, but I have great mental strength. Great mental strength. Terrible musician. Solid musician because you follow solid musicians.
Well, no, I'm a mediocre musician because I follow amazing musicians, and I'm like, oh, I need to buy your PDF.
That's
book.
fair.
I need to practice how many things again? Yeah.
So back to comments.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched or heard any of Mark Norman's stuff?
Yeah, I just started. He started popping up on my Facebook.
Yeah.
I don't know, like something happened during like quarantine time where he started popping up. I'm like, dude is so funny.
Dude is
Like-
stupid funny. He's got one of the best character voices
Yeah.
out there. It's hilarious.
Like, he's so funny and he's so dry with his humor, but like in a in like a funny way where it's like, I don't like. See, like the difference between him and Anthony Jeselnik is that like Mark is being like funny about it.
Yeah.
To me, like Anthony Jeselnik is being like, I'm gonna just tell you something horrible, but like.
But he doesn't just tell you something horrible. He sets you up to think of this horrible thing,
And then you think about
and then he punches you with another horrible thing. It's fantastic.
That reminds me of the Sarah Silverman bit where she's talking about her cousin at some party, and,
Yeah.
and her cousin's like she got like super drunk,
Nice.
and was like throwing up in the toilet.
Good.
And like she like starts feeling like something behind her, like someone's like pulling down her pants, and you're just like, she's like, what's happening? What's happening? And then she looks back and it's like she just started pooping. See, like that kind of feeling of just, like the laugh that she described it as a relief laugh, where you're just
God
like,
dang. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
She said that's the first time anyone's probably looked back, saw themselves like defecating and went, oh, thank goodness. Oh man.
That's awesome.
But yeah, Mark Norman, dude,
Mark Norman, he's great.
so funny.
You know what's wild is that he's opened up for both Jerry Seinfeld. Like Jerry's like
Okay.
one of Jerry's main dudes, and then he also opens up for Bert Kreischer.
Okay. That's two vastly different meetings to open up for.
Right. The original Jerry Seinfeld, and then Bert Kreischer, the party animal.
Yeah, because like that's like two like different like to me that's two different crowds.
Very much
Like-
so, and he's appeals to both sides.
Well, yeah, that's the thing about Mark Norman is he can do because he's like a nice like partying 30-something-year-old guy. He can be cool, but he's also like a angry like old Jewish man, like so like, perfect for a Seinfeld crowd.
Very yeah.
Like he kind of like can play to both of those their strengths. I mean that's one thing, like being a comedian. Like, could you imagine getting so like you go out to do comedy,
Yeah.
and like you're a Bert Kreischer, and you go out and you get a Seinfeld crowd. Like, what do you do?
I don't know, man.
Like, you want to talk about like, yeah, we're getting drunk, and you expect everyone to go woo, but everyone just goes, well, why are you getting drunk? We're at a
having a cocktail.
Yeah, we're having a cocktail. I'm having my old fashioned. I need you to like. Tell me
So what's going on?
Tell
What are
me
we
talk
doing
about like what's going on the news. I don't know. I can't spell. like
Don't do my boy Bert Kreischer like that.
he
God
has a
dang.
bit about that.
That's very true, but also
I'm not. I love Bert Kreischer. I follow him on Twitter. He's one of the few people I follow on Twitter because he's so funny
it's
on
gotta be a
Twitter.
good follow.
Oh, he's very funny.
He for sure top 3 best advertisers for themselves.
Yeah,
Like,
because he like is like. I think he's told multiple stories about how like he was just kind of like at places.
yeah,
He's just like, hey, I'm Bert. I'm the party animal. like,
and it's definitely the way he went about it.
Yeah.
Has definitely came to bite him in the ass because now he's like 46. And people still giving him 12 shots an evening. And
well, you're like, no, I can't. I can't party like that.
Hurts his body.
I cannot party like that.
But yeah, him.
Kids.
Like the amount of marketing he did, for his special. Like what everything he did. He got a marching band to come through to his backyard for all of a minute clip. Like what? And then he got his special dropped right before quarantine.
Yeah.
And he had gotten like these Irish folk dancers.
Secret time.
to dance behind him while he's like just saying like, "Catch my special." Like, it's wild the amount of stuff that he has done and how good he is at it.
Well, I don't think I've like enjoyed a story more than I mean, I've enjoyed, like that's like his big bit, the machine, like that story. I wish like it was like written down somewhere, because I feel like that would be like a. I don't want to equate that story to like a Mark Twain, but like I feel like it would be like a classic like, story.
I could definitely. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Like short story.
Yeah, like short stories. I feel like that would be. And that might be just the case with a lot of comedians. They tell.
That's fair.
They tell jokes.
But I mean, that one is definitely a special one because that's like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
15.
Yeah, that could easily be like a short story that like you read. But also, I feel like that doesn't work. It also doesn't work in a.
Yeah, I don't know if that would work
without
him
telling
it.
Can't read an accent. Yeah, and it's him talking about it. Yeah.
Yeah, but I definitely get what you're saying. The
that
story
would be a classic
structure.
bit. Yeah.
The story structure very much lends itself to being a short story, but
that would definitely be like a. I can't remember. Oh my gosh, I can't remember his name. I feel so bad right now.
Dude.
Comedian.
Helpful, dude. What?
12 words you can't say on TV.
The 7 words you can't say, and that's George Carlin.
George Carlin. Damn, I couldn't remember. I was like,
how dare you?
I was
sir.
like B something. Like no. Yeah, George Carlin.
Thinking of Bill Hicks.
Yes, that's who I was confusing. Bill Hicks, and I was like, no, not Bill Hicks. That can't
Definitely
be.
not Bill Hicks.
But I feel like
equally as aggressive.
But. Yes, but I feel like those. I feel like 7 words you can't say, and the machine will be like
definitely
on the same level.
It's definitely the same vein. I mean, also black people and N words.
Yes.
Chris Rock.
Yes.
God bless. That's a rough one. But it's so good.
I will sit there and laugh at that the entire time.
All day, dude.
No, I do want to sit with like one of my white friends and just be like, we should get like.
Let's learn you real quick.
I'm like, you sit down. You're gonna listen to this. I want to watch you the entire time.
I just want to watch how uncomfortable you get. Let's see what you. How do you handle this? Well, similarly, I realized that the other night when we were at when everybody was over for dinner and I put on Cat Williams.
Yeah.
I was like, I was laughing and you were laughing, but Kelsey and Jacob were aggressively silent.
I mean, like, to me, like black comedy is number one. A lot of black comedians and a lot of Latino comedians, they use like Latino comedians use like Spanish.
Yeah.
And black comedians use a lot of Ebonics.
Yeah.
And there's just things that like your average. Your average white person would not understand.
Average white kid from A&M ain't gonna understand.
The average white man, but those kids wouldn't like understand.
Yeah,
so,
for
like,
sure.
Cat Williams talking about. I'm trying to remember what he was.
I mean, the opening bit, the hustling bit.
Yeah,
it's so. First off, I forgot how animated he was as a comedian. It is.
Well, he's so
it
small.
Is next level.
He's like Kevin Hart. He's like so small.
He takes so much space on the stage when he's telling. But yeah, the fact that he was just acting to every day of hustling.
Right.
It's so good. Or we didn't get too much further in the special, so I can't remember anything else. I remember the Crocodile Dundee bit or the chicken, the what is it, E. coli?
Oh yeah. I'm talking about that.
Everything we done for you, chicken. Everything we supported you through. Everything.
What are you talking about?
Gonna kill us? Yeah. It's
there's definitely that that like divide, I guess. Like
for sure.
It's like they would just wouldn't get it. They wouldn't understand it.
Well, it's the same thing. Yeah, like you're saying with the Latin comedians, like George Lopez.
Oh yeah.
His original one. You remember? Like if you've never been around Like that wasn't a joke. Like that's a real thing.
Something that me and my dad always do. We watched. It was one of his specials. He was talking about Mexican yard workers. He was like, they don't measure stuff out. Like no, they just get to it. They kind of look at it, they eyeball it, and then they mark it with the heel. And my dad all the time would just be like, mark it. I'm like,
Oh my god.
unless you like, your average person would just be like, no, you like stake it out and you measure it. No, you just mark it.
Look there. Look there.
You just do this, transfer with your hand.
It's about
It's about this big.
it's the 2 feet. It's like 2 feet. All right. Cut it.
Cut it. Cut once, measure twice.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's funny how true that statement is, and it's weird how like maybe it's also because of our upbringing.
Yeah.
Why I don't know about you, but we bought Foxworthy's albums back in the day, and
I've listened to his stand up, and it's never been like.
How dare you, bro? You might be a redneck.
I mean, it's funny.
So,
like it's definitely like
so classic.
it helped me
dude.
understand like the redneck culture. I was like, oh, that's why. Like him and Larry the Cable Guy.
Yeah.
It made me like understand like, I get the shotguns in the back of the truck now. I understand.
Who was it? It was Larry the Cable Guy.
Talking about the blue collar
Comedy Tour. Yeah, Larry the Cable Guy.
Jeff
Ron White,
Foxworthy.
Jeff Foxworthy. Who was the fourth one?
Somebody with a mustache. What was his name?
No, that was Foxworthy.
No, another guy with a mustache.
Was it another guy?
What's his name? What's it like? Bill something? No, what was his name?
What was his name? I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, Jeff Foxworthy, Larry the Cable Guy, and something I don't remember. But yeah, they were so funny. Like they were
Great, dude.
Like,
I
and people drag on Larry the Cable Guy. The funniest thing about Larry the Cable Guy is that he's doing a character.
Yeah.
That's the
fact that you guys
like
aren't letting Bill Engvall.
yeah,
right?
but yes.
Bill Engvall.
Yeah.
I completely forgot about that one.
Yeah, he had a show.
He did have a show. It was a good show, if I remember correctly.
I only saw like an episode or two. It was like on TBS or something. It was like
It was like a Family Matters type deal.
It
was good though. I enjoyed it. But yeah, I wonder if that if other like black or Latino kids were laughing to Jeff Foxworthy back in the day. I don't know if that was a common occurrence.
I mean, there's certain things that would make because like I didn't get the Blue Collar Comedy Tour until I moved to Allen, and then I was going to school with a lot of white kids, and then I was like, what's going on here? They're talking about like.
What's up to all you white folk? What y'all doing?
Like if I was back in Garland and like they were talking about like muddin',
Yeah.
I wouldn't know what muddin' was. No one was going muddin'. Like, and I moved out to they were all talking about like muddin' on the weekends. I'm like, which still sounds like an awful experience to me.
Nah, man, it's a pretty good time. You're tripping.
I have a good time in a different way, I guess.
We've been over this, man. You're an anomaly in my eyes as far as what you do for fun and how you go about your life.
Hey, I like making lists and checking them twice and watching movies and makes me a good time at parties. Speaking of good time at parties, Taylor Tomlinson. I want her to be the voice of our generation.
I love her so much, both as a comedian and as a person, and. Yeah.
You were doing it. You were gonna do a third. You were gonna say as a woman.
As a woman. Yeah, we'll go with that. I was gonna say marry her, but as a woman.
Yeah, she's like one of the the most true comedians I've seen from our generation.
Very strong representation.
Yes.
Of what's going on.
Like
a lot.
I've never laughed more than when she's talking about the going down the aisle and seeing her friend go down the aisle, and she was like, "Oh, really? really, that's your best. And then here's the funniest thing about that bit is that like she says that she's like oh really, that's your best, turns around and then everyone starts going like oh, and she turns around and just says, no, let it resonate with you. It's okay. I'm like,
okay. It's okay.
I'm like, oh, like, yes.
She has so much good content in the special on Netflix.
I hope she has more. Like,
I mean, it's definitely coming for sure. But I mean, she's 26 now, maybe.
Yeah.
So I mean, the special was called Quarter Life Crisis, and yeah, it's fantastic.
like I'm about to turn 24 in a month, and I'm like, man, I couldn't fit out an hour special right now. I can put an hour recital, but like,
Well, I mean, and the
That's the
more
equivalent.
Jesus, the more I listen to the comedians' podcasts and their deep dives of what it's like to grow up, going through the open mics,
Yeah.
and then eventually getting your 5 minutes, and then what's the order? You're an opener, and then you're
yeah,
the feature, and then you're the
headliner.
the headliner, yeah. And just going through those cycles and how similar that is to the world of music, and how for us, as far as gigging goes, it's like, well, you might sit in on a couple jazz sets here and there.
You gotta start with a room of like 5 people. Like,
Yeah.
you just gotta start that small little room and kind of build your audience from there.
For sure.
Like it's a long. I mean, like I'm glad I've had like a somewhat stable career.
For sure.
Not to like drag on it, because I think it's like so incredible what they do, but like, man, that sounds hard.
It's
like-
tough, bro. I don't like.
I could imagine like working on a joke. Like, could you imagine like writing a bit down and being like, "This is hilarious.
Yeah,
this
and
is
then
so
not
good,"
going.
and then no one laughs, and you're like, "It works better written down."
It's great in my head, y'all. Like, if you could hear it, how I heard it,
See, that's what I love about Bill Burr, is that he doesn't write down any of his stuff.
that
Like,
blows my mind.
I can imagine like having all that just like.
Just locked up there.
I mean, I'm sure like after a while, most of those comedians kind of get their jokes.
For sure. Well, I mean, Rogan is still out there writing down every single thing he does.
So yeah.
I'm just like, and then you think about what it takes to write down those bits, like not the Strange Times, the one before that, where he opens up with the dolphin bit when he's super baked on the boat.
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine writing that down? Like, that's such a dense.
I don't know
dense
I don't know
joke.
how to write like. How do you write?
Yeah, how do you go about that? Exactly. That doesn't make sense to me. But then you think about it, it's like it's in the same vein as musicians, where there's dudes that can improv for days.
Yeah.
Can't
compose.
Can't compose. Can't write anything down. Have struggles reading.
Right.
And then there's dudes that are just like, I can't. If you put it in front of me, bro, it'll be perfect. Don't expect me to think of anything.
Right.
Like off the top of my head, in the go right now.
I mean, like, well, let's talk about like crowd work, dude. Like one of my favorite albums is Big J Okerson.
Big J.
His first and his second crowd work albums are both like. I don't know how, because to me, like doing like straight up crowd work is a test of like, oh, this dude is straight up funny. Like, he's not like Daniel Tosh. Like, Daniel Tosh is funny, but like he can't go off script. Like,
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
He's gonna go solely like on script and borderline like have like a teleprompter like during stand up. I don't know if you've seen like his he's got like two or three comedy specials. And
Tosh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like, I'm just like,
I thought they were great.
They're funny.
Yeah.
But it's not like he could do that. Like he couldn't riff off one of those jokes.
Again, I don't know if you want to. Like, would you want him to? Because
No.
it's his style does not lend it for, like, again, I don't think Dimitri Martin can riff on a joke.
Oh no, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Where it's just
Dimitri Martin's not gonna he's not gonna do crowd work and be
Yeah.
like, improvisatory with people. Like
it's, but that, and that's why like
So it's not comedy.
I challenge you on the thing of like true funny, like the statement of like you're truly funny if you can, if you're or you're only truly funny if you're able to do crowd work. It's like, yeah, I don't know, because
well, like I put it more in the sense of like his personality is funny.
you're okay. You're a human being. It's
Yeah.
your day to day. There's no switch.
Yeah,
I can get behind that.
Like I can think of like, I mean, everyone like close your eyes and go back to like that kid in like 5th or 6th grade. Like this kid, my kid's name was Antonio. This dude was constantly funny.
Just always,
Like-
always saying stuff.
Always
and
like,
can-
I was like, dude. Like, and I didn't listen to stand up when I was that young.
For sure.
But like now I'm like, I hope he's a comedian. Like,
if only, right?
I hope he's a comedian.
Dude, speaking of people like that, dude, I never got a chance to talk to him about it because I was gonna wait till the tail end of his senior year. But
Yeah.
do you ever talk to Majesty?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that kid,
It's like on that same like
100% needs to be, like, should be a comedian. And the fact that he's like, yes, we do need people that want to go and be cops, but he's doing a disservice.
Is that what he's going into?
Yeah, that's
Law
what he
enforcement?
was looking at going into was go be a cop, which is super dope. We need more of them. We need more people that are good getting
Yeah.
after that, especially, representation of
Right.
man of color. But that being said,
He needs to be a cop and do stand up on the weekend.
he needs to just do stand up. Like,
Yeah.
there'd be a couple times where it'd be like the end of the day, like, because he was in my salsa bands as well as the brass band. So we'd be the last people, all the other directors would leave, so it would just be me and the group. And he was always one of the last kids to bail. And there'd just be some times where it's like me, him, and like one or two other people. And it would start with like everybody kind of banking off each other, but then the other two kind of drop out, and then it's just me and Majesty going back and forth, and just like, man, you're making me work. I thought I could come up like I'm witty and quick, and you're like so
He's a
quick to
quick-witted kid, man.
like come back. And I wanted to do a roast battle, like a proper roast battle where people like sign up. Here's your person that you're going against.
Gosh.
Come up with the 3 best jokes you can come up with, or actually no. I would have wanted to do it like Wild 'N Out style. I can't remember what their version is, but you just go back and forth.
Yeah.
And it's just like whoever kind of hesitates or boom,
No.
get out of there, get out. Like I wanted to do that because I think off the top of my head, except for maybe Caillou, I don't think anybody would be able to, at least in the band program. I don't know about if I'd opened it up to the school. Oof. I don't know how that would have gone, but yeah.
Oh. that'd be
It's
brutal.
I agree with the crowd work in that vein where it does need to be. It's a more representation of your character day to day.
Right, because it's one of those things that's like some comedians on paper are funny.
Yeah.
Like, in person, like, they're not as funny as, like, to me, like, I feel like Jesselnick is kind of like, on paper, he's funny. And his delivery is like,
That's right.
But, like, yeah, like, that's definitely, I mean, like, well, weird question for you, and I've asked this question to other people before. Do you think you could do better with improv? Like if you had to do a show, would you rather do an improv show for 5 minutes or a stand-up bit for 5 minutes? Which one do you think would?
Improv or crowd work?
Whichever one do you think? If you think crowd work would be better.
Because if it was crowd work for stand up, I might lean a little bit more towards the crowd work.
Uh-huh.
But if it's improv versus stand up all day. I can't do improv, bro. You're not gonna catch me joking about pantomiming driving a car with whoever you told me is in the like.
Give me a location of the situation.
Yeah, get out of here, bro. I'm not doing that. That's not me. I can't. But I can make fun of people all day, or I could write jokes about the stuff that I've gone through, like in my life.
I see.
I could do that. But what about you?
I am like definitely in the stand up thing.
Yeah.
Because like I'm kind of the same way where well, I mean, if we're doing like crowd work versus improv, or crowd work versus stand up, like me, I mean, you can see it now. I like to kind of like plan out what I'm saying a little bit, and kind of have it like well thought out. And I'd rather it be like because I've had bits like planned out in my head where like the goal is to get a reaction out of someone.
Yeah.
And I can't just like off the cuff get a reaction. I have to think about how is this going to get a reaction.
That's fair.
Like what kind of laugh is this going to get? So like that's the way. By being like straight up funny. I guess that's why I admire it so much.
That's fair. That's fair. I can.
It's so raw. Like it's so just like, hey, I can kind of do this whenever I want to.
Did you ever see Andrew Schultz's
crowd
work special?
Yeah.
Ah, God bless.
Like,
I think I've only heard a little bit of Big J. Okerson's crowd work stuff, but I don't think anything is better than Andrew Schultz's.
Okay.
Like how just like how the fact that he was like, where you from? Nigeria? Or you are from this tribe or that tribe? Like, what? How do you just like, you have all, there was no drop in cadence.
Right.
As if it was just a conversation, and there was so many just like things out in left field being thrown, and he was just like, yeah, I can talk about that too. What you know about that? And I'm just like, dude, how do you?
Yeah, you definitely have to have like a certain knowledge base of things.
Yeah.
To
super wide base of knowledge.
Yeah, like and, like to a certain extent, it has to be very like a very base knowledge of stuff too.
Yeah.
Like, you can't be really into like one thing, otherwise you like kind of lose all that. Like you lose the crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's something that a lot of comedians get really into their one bit, and it's like, no, it's not. I think I brought this up before. Like Chris Rock, he did a bit on going to. I think I talked about this when Jacob was here.
Oh, okay.
With Chris Rock going to he went to like the Cayman Islands or something, and he said like that was the worst. Of course, something super unrelatable to normal people. This is like later on. He was like, "Yeah, that's like the worst drive ever. It's from the airport to the resort because you just see all the poverty. And it's like, all right, I get it, but like they kind of lost some of us with like the relatability. Of
Yeah.
That's why I feel like crowd work is like it's like the great equalizer.
That's I get what you're saying.
Like everyone, but that's also why I don't sit in the front row of comedy clubs. Because of Big J. Okerson, he was like, who was it? Todd Berry. Like super dry comedian. Oh my God. So, I think he's drier than Jesselnick.
Jesus.
Like, he is.
That's impressive.
Oh man. He'll make you tired, but like in a funny way.
Stop hating on my boy Jesselnick, man.
But he was talking to he was doing some crowd work and talking to people in the front row, and he was like, what do you do? I'm unemployed. Oh, great! You got some good tickets then. So what are you like? What are you trying to do? Trying to be a stand-up. He's like, stand-up still sit in the front. Normal people sit in the front. Stand-up sit in the back. And I was like, don't sit in the front row. That's where all the people go. Like,
yeah.
I'm going to understand what you're doing. Like,
that's fair. I get it. Big J, he's an interesting dude. He's got an interesting.
I didn't know what he looked like until recently.
That's fair. He did.
Oh God.
He's got 15 minutes with the Degenerates. If you saw any of those, no. There's some good ones on there. I think that one was just because I've heard Joey Diaz talk about that one and Christina Pazitsky talk about that one, and they're both kind of about how that process went, and neither of them really liked what the outcome was.
Was that one of those like 15 minutes?
It was the
like,
15-minute one.
Okay.
Yeah. And but the good thing is that it kind of brought to light, because I think Okerson has only ever done like albums.
Yeah, he was just doing like underground. Like,
yeah.
Kind of, like,
and the same thing with Joey Diaz. None of his stuff has been recorded. I think the first time he was ever recorded was when he went and did Ari Shafir's thing, killing me.
Dude.
This is killing me.
that was like in
I'm dying up here. That one.
Yeah, that wasn't too long ago.
That wasn't terribly long ago. No. Yeah, Joey Diaz.
Wow.
And Joey Diaz has been doing it for 30 some odd years, and that's the first thing that he did I think he did 2 stories on I'm Dying Up Here.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's kind of like whenever, like, people are, like, talking about, like they would be like John Steinbeck and just do one book. I'm like, man, that takes some guts.
Well,
to be like, I'm just going to do...
The downside with the Joey Diaz thing is that he's like, he actually doesn't like anything that he's recorded. He hates it because he feels like that's a poor representation of...
Right, like, it's not the comedian at his best,
Yeah.
so...
And
the fact that literally every single comedian from California is just like, no. Joey Diaz is the best comedians out here. He shuts down a room every single time. Nobody wants to go on after him. And you're just like, damn. I just want to know what that's like to see that.
Could you imagine being that good and being like,
I just can't. Yeah, I'm just never gonna record anything ever again. And this is actually what sucks about going back to the COVID thing. And I was originally planning on asking you if you wanted to go back to LA. This past summer to go to the Comedy Store, because those lineups, God bless. You're talking about Rogan, Burr, Joey Diaz, Chris D'Elia, Eliza Schlesinger, Whitney Cummings, Bert Kreischer, Tom Segura, Christina Pazitsky. Like, everybody's just doing 15 minutes back to back to back. Like, what?
I couldn't imagine.
Sebastian Maniscalco, Joe Coy's popping in for a quick 15. Dave Chappelle shows up for a little bit. He's over there in the belly room. It's just like, what is going on here?
I couldn't.
This is a Tuesday. What? And that's
a weird Tuesday crowd. Well, I mean, like, the thing is, they have to work on those jokes.
Well, that's why too. Like, because all of them are touring on the weekends.
Right.
The days to go is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Right.
To the Comedy Store in LA, and unfortunately, that's not going to be the case anymore for a while. And even if the Comedy Store, just like with a lot of the businesses, like I was saying at the beginning, with the 4,000 businesses in New York, same thing everywhere, man.
Like, when they open back up again, it won't be on that same
even
level.
if they do get to open back up, like, super.
Oh, I feel like those will. Well, I say that. But
a couple of hitters will stay, but a lot, like the smaller clubs out in LA.
I was worried about. Have you heard of the Punchline in San Francisco?
Yeah.
Like, a bunch of people got their start there. Like, doing their first the first specials there. Like, one of my favorite ones is Pete Holmes.
Pete Holmes, yeah.
They're doing his, I think it was his first special was there, and I went there for the first time when I went to
you got to actually go there.
Yeah, and I was like, I saw Arj Barker,
okay,
and I was like, man, even then it was kind of struggling. Like, I was like, oh no, like, this is
that's the case for a lot of them, dude. All of them talk about it.
I don't know if people aren't going to comedy clubs anymore, or maybe you can just listen to stuff online. So it's like,
I don't know, man. It's just, I think they're in the same vein as musicians, where it's just harder to find spots that are legitimate spots,
right,
to get reps in.
But I'm to me, that's one of the there's something so much. It's kind of like the same with like seeing live music. It's so cool to watch a live.
It's so much
comedian.
better.
Like it,
Much better.
Think about when we went to Houston. Like we got to see that moment
With
where
the heckler,
yeah,
that was getting after Brian Callen,
and he shut him down. Like, it was like
so clean and so quick,
and no one else saw that.
Yeah,
like
nobody else
but that crowd saw that.
Yeah, for that weekend, got to see that.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so like it's just one of those things where, and like the first time I saw like Ali Wong, I saw her live.
You got to see Ali Wong.
Yeah, dude. It was when she was pregnant too.
Oh Jesus, baby Cobra.
It was like her second kid. I think.
Oh, the second kid. Okay.
But she was like, just being so funny, and she was doing crowd work and stuff like that, talking to hey, are you Filipino? like let's talk about it. Like that's just a different a whole different
just such a better vibe,
which
such a better experience.
Can we talk about hecklers for a second?
You're a piece of shit.
Why? I get okay, you got drunk. First of all, don't get too drunk to go to a comedy. Like, don't do that.
You're just a bad person. Like, I can't qualify anything. I can't allow you. Like
what are you?
That is who you are as a person. You want attention. You want to ruin somebody's evening.
Like, is that
it doesn't matter. Or you think you're better than the person that's on stage. Surprise, you never are.
like don't.
They're on stage.
Don't ever do that. That's so dumb.
Maybe
and rude.
You might be better than the open micer.
Yeah.
But then at that point in time, like, he just started. So then you're even more of a garbage person.
Like, let the kid try.
Just let the kid figure it out. What are you gaining by making him feel bad? That's all. Like, that's the only way I can see it, is that you're just a garbage person and you want somebody to feel bad, or you want to try and one up them by trying to throw off their rhythm and tempo. How you
like I will never understand the need to be like, you know what's happening, or like we're all turned this way. That's the way John Mulaney puts it, is that like it's like school assembly. We're all turned this way. I'm turned this way. You should not be talking to me right now. Like we set this up so that we could talk this way, where I talk to you
and you just listen.
But like I'm like, don't do, like, you're not adding anything. I've only heard and maybe that's what I think some of them are doing.
Yeah.
That they think they're gonna add to it, because I've heard two people add to add to a
trying to
thing.
add to it. Yeah.
And it's been semi-successful, but for the most part,
no, man, I can't. Even if it was successful, I can't allow it.
Just
I refuse to say that anything. If you're heckling somebody, you're a garbage person, and you deserve to get kicked out of the show.
It's like that when Bo Burnham, that one girl was like, I love you. No, you don't. No, you don't. I love the idea of you. Stop participating. I'm like, yeah, exactly. Stop participating. This is not a town hall. This
is not it. You do not get to participate in this moment. This is you came here to observe my moment.
Right. You do not.
Why are you being a garbage person and trying to interrupt this? Yeah, I don't know, man. I can't. Oof. I didn't realize how angry that makes me, but apparently very.
Oh, it gets me heated whenever I'll often for some reason Sam Morril has a bunch of Taylor Tomlin. I think
the boyfriend. Yeah,
I think ex-boyfriend now.
Really?
I haven't seen.
Time.
I'm like, I've gone to LA right now because I haven't seen any of them post together or whatever. I think their podcast is over too, so I'm like,
well, damn.
Well,
it is my time. It's been real temple.
I'm moving to LA.
Chino Hills coming for you. You guys need a visual base. It's anything tech. Got y'all.
I'll be out there.
What's
up, Taylor?
What's up, dog? How you doing?
That would be. I definitely had the dream after that of what would I do if, because she's our age, what would I do if I just saw a Taylor Tomlinson
I'd probably fold like a lawn chair.
Oh, I would be
immediately.
I would get rigor mortis in the face
immediately, or I'll just be like, yo, I'm good. I'm sorry.
I just get really mean, just like get out of my face. What are you?
maybe wave from the other, like, hey, how's it going? I acknowledge who you are. I can't go over to you.
I can't articulate anything I want to say to you right now. So
Have a good night.
I wish I could say more.
I'm out.
But like maybe I could have like a witty
Yeah.
conversation. No,
Nope.
that's not happening.
Not gonna happen. You don't don't do that.
Because like, what are you gonna do if you're like Taylor Tomlinson's like boyfriend? Like, how are you gonna live with yourself?
I mean, I'd be fine. I don't know how it would go, what that would be like, but like emotionally, I'd be fine. Like, you're making more
Great.
money than me, and you're traveling more than me. Cool.
What did she say? I need to find a man who has dreams, and then I need to crush them.
Surprise! I don't have any. So here we go. But
How do we get? I was talking about hecklers.
you were talking about Samaru.
Oh yeah, he's got a bunch of like Instagram stuff of him like talking to hecklers and
Really?
people like or people that like don't agree with, which I won't get on that rant of like people that like don't agree with his jokes.
Yeah. I hate. Yeah, that's. Ugh.
That's a
Again, who are you to voice your opinion in that moment?
like this is not the appropriate time to be like. Someone said I forget what special it was on. Someone was like not buying that one. I'm like, shut up. like shut up. You don't need to add
Garbage person.
like my big thing with the heckler stuff is, okay, you went out to a comedy show.
Like you made it,
Like-
you made an effort to leave your house. If you got a family, you got to square that away.
Right.
You left. Most clubs got that 2-drink minimum, so you bought at least 2 drinks.
Yeah.
And you already gave this dude money to make you feel good.
You put out all this effort, and then it can be like, oh, this.
And all of a sudden you're just gonna be like, I kind of want to ruin this for everybody. Like,
And like David Cross, he did one of his horrible. I'm not even gonna tell the bit because it's just
real bad.
Oh, it's worse than bad. Like it's like oh no, you shouldn't say that out loud. You shouldn't say that out loud to anyone. But a bunch of people were like left. Like it's like filmed.
Really?
Like a bunch of people left like during the bit. And he was like, yeah, I'm not sure why everyone like. I have hours of stand-up available. I don't know why anyone just didn't do a one listen. They just saw the guy on Arrested Development like was gonna go tell some jokes. So all right, I'll go watch Tobias tell some spoonerisms. Like, no, that's not.
Surprise! That's not what I do.
Like I tell some awful jokes sometimes that are very political and hard to listen to at times. But
Yeah.
you know, make it through.
But again, that's why you're here.
Exactly. Like you showed up to listen to comedy, so sit there and listen to it. Don't comment on it.
Mm.
So you got like a top 3 comedians.
I was actually gonna say maybe we save the top
okay.
for a different conversation. Like this
Yeah.
one just being like a general
Just a general
appreciation
talk of comedy
for
talk.
comedy. And then like have some, proper articulations. Because I mean, I think we can do we both agree? Number 1, Chappelle.
I don't know.
Who are you arguing against?
Patton Oswalt.
How dare you? Patton Oswalt over Dave Chappelle?
Okay, let me. We'll talk about this more in that episode. Well, no, I think it's more of a. Sometimes I write jokes backwards. I remember the punchline. So then I kicked. Gosh, still one of the funniest punchlines I've ever
Best
heard.
punchlines
I was
ever.
like, oh.
And he told it to you
I
like
told
10
you I was
minutes
gonna do it. You
beforehand.
still didn't see it coming. Like that's one of the funniest. Like, Dave Chappelle definitely. I don't like ranking art. Like,
Okay, again, that's also partially why I said to save it. But just like
Yeah.
even at that, similarly to basketball players, to musicians, there's a couple people that everybody agrees is the GOAT.
Yeah.
Right. Like Jordan, hands down the GOAT. I don't care. Get your nonsense out of here with Wilt Chamberlain. He grew up in a fake league, and and LeBron, although is a freak beast athlete, doesn't meet the same amount of credentials.
Yeah.
He has a different set of credentials that makes him great in his own lane, but he is not the same as Jordan. Same thing here.
You got your Pryors, your Eddie Murphys, your
Yeah.
George Carlins, your Chappelles, your Patton Oswalts.
I'm just going to disagree with you. I cannot put Patton Oswalt up there with those four.
He's definitely got a type.
How I appreciate just about every type of comedy, but I cannot
He can't get with
grasp
his manic nerd energy.
No, just like it's funny,
Yeah.
but what constitutes him being compared to Chappelle and Pryor?
I mean, like, I don't think, as far as like global like context, I don't think anyone's like listened to Patton before. Well, he's got a big following on Twitter, actually.
I mean, Patton's well known, dude.
But like I think his comedy doesn't have the widespread like depth that like like if Patton's talking about like he literally has a bit where he talks about My Little Pony for like 5 minutes, like he goes through the like, and that's like the joke is that his daughter that's his daughter's realm. I don't know anything about that. That's Princess Twilight. He goes through the whole thing. It's like, oh, you do watch.
Well, anyways,
yeah.
I'm gonna stop you right there.
Okay.
Because again, if he doesn't have that widespread across,
is he good?
how not is he good? Because I don't think Joey Diaz obviously doesn't,
Right.
and he's amongst comics is spoken to of being one of the best ones out there.
No.
So that's not what I'm saying. But as far as GOAT status, of everybody agrees upon it.
Okay.
Like,
I could definitely.
I don't know who you're arguing. Like, what the legitimate argument would be against.
Patton is
Chappelle.
definitely like one of my like personal. I guess he's one of my personal goats.
For sure.
It's like if someone was like Scottie Pippen was one of the best. Like no one's like saying Scottie Pippen's bad, but like don't say he's the best.
He's not. He did really good in Chicago. Yeah, no, I get you, and I mean I'm the same way. I don't think everybody thinks Rogan is as fantastic of a comedian as I do. I think it's one of the best ones out there.
He's got some manic energy on the stage.
Well, yeah. Again, I follow psychopaths. He's a psychopath. What are you not seeing here? Like, there's who else do I like? Anthony Jeselnik. Psychopath energy.
Fire in the maternity
ward. Yeah, I'm a very, very clear person. Ugh, gross. Sorry.
You just got some Rona on the table.
It's getting Rona everywhere. Yeah, very. What's the phrase I use? Well documented. Who I am as a person.
Got to put this stuff down in writing.
Yeah, well documented. I want a shirt that says well documented.
Oh.
That'd be good. Well documented, and then I need a thick chip for a thick dip.
Oh.
No, sturdy chip first.
No,
it was thick.
Thick chip for
a thick chip for a thick dip.
That definitely.
I need that on a tank top. That I don't think you can sell that on anything other than a tank top or maybe like a hoodie.
I'm gonna need.
Like in your birds are faked font.
All right. I don't know about you. You want to put this call to action out there?
Oh, dude, my mom already said she could do it.
I'm gonna need like 100 people to like this video or like the podcast or something, and we'll make the thick chip for the thick.
That's fair. Okay, if we get 100 subscribers, Because we're at like 80, 81, I think.
Okay, yeah. Well, let's get to 100 subscribers.
100 subscribers, we get a thick chip, thick dip.
We will make that shirt.
My mom will make that shirt, and the 100th person is going to get a shirt.
Thick chip for a thick dip. That's so good.
So good. I don't remember what the context was, but either way.
We were just talking about guacamoles.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right. But yeah, I mean, as far as comedians go, like I know for a fact my top 5 is gonna be different from your top 5,
right?
And that doesn't nullify either of ours opinions. But I just think whether or not you like him, you can't not.
Chappelle was definitely in my top 5.
Yeah. Well, I actually don't even want to put him in my top 5. Like he supersedes the top 5.
I see.
Because of course Jordan's going to be on your starting 5.
Right.
Duh. Okay, so like, will you agree that he's going to be on your start? Okay, we both can't have him on our starting 5. So, okay, we get it. Jordan.
So okay. Like 5 like different like.
You know what I'm saying? Like it should be when you're having that type of conversation. It's like we can't have this like.
Right.
We both agree that he's fantastic.
But like you haven't listened to as much of like Patton Oswalt or Mark Maron and stuff.
For sure.
Like, yeah.
For sure.
Like, and I haven't listened to as much of like Andrew Schultz and Brian Callen. So like
all those the guys that I like aren't in the same wheelhouse as the guys that you like.
Right.
But that's what I'm saying. Like I kind of want to get Chappelle out of it, I definitely would like to talk about our mutual appreciation for Chappelle and why you think he's far superior and why I think he's far superior, but then get into the other top 5.
The other faves,
yeah. That being said, just off the top of your head, where are you at? I promise I'm not going to make any faces.
What are you talking about?
Like where's... And this could obviously subject to change.
So like the quick version, Patton Oswalt, Mark Maron, Hannibal Buress.
Nice.
Recently I've been listening to a lot of Chad Daniels. He's a recorded guy. He's very not very much. And then there's so Bill Burr.
Okay.
I guess Burr.
Okay.
What about you?
I got Rogan, Burr, Schultz, Elijah Schlesinger.
Yeah.
And
I need to listen to her stuff more on repeat.
Her progression has been like, that's where the appreciation is.
Yeah.
Like, because she's put out consistently specials every 2-3 years, and they just keep getting better, and just keep. So that's where the appreciation comes from.
Which everyone, please watch her sketch show. It's hard to watch him. It's stupid and dumb.
It's so bad.
But it's the best thing ever.
It's very funny.
I need to watch it again. It's only like it's only like 6 episodes. It's so funny though.
And then the 5th one is probably where I got to do some research, but probably Rock. Chris Rock.
Oh, okay. I was like, Dwayne. I was like, I don't want to see Dwayne the Rock Johnson do comedy. That would be.
I would love to see Dwayne the Rock Johnson do comedy.
You ever lift 100?
I just want
100-pound dumbbells over your head.
I just want to see a 6'9" man on a 10x10 stage holding a baby mic.
I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to watch him hold a microphone. That sounds painful to watch. Like,
I think Kevin Hart. I got to do some more sit down and research. I think you got to throw Kevin Hart in there.
I see. Well, Kevin Hart's had a bad decline for me. That's
fair.
Why, like, I'm still a person who's like, if your stuff isn't like pretty consistently good, like,
that's fair.
Like because I mean, Kevin Hart, like, Laugh at My Pain.
Fantastic.
Some of the funniest stuff. Like,
I'm Grown Low Man.
Yes.
Fantastic. I would definitely agree with that. I think the last one, the was it In the Round?
Yeah. No. What are you talking about? The one who was talking about?
No. The In the Round was I enjoyed. The one before with the fire.
Where he was talking about.
I did.
Remember one time.
and I don't think I liked it because it very much felt like I got money. I'm gonna just do a special for the sake of doing a special.
See, yeah, like I don't.
But I did enjoy it in the round.
Yeah.
I thought that was hilarious. I think some honorable mentions. I will fight people about it. Dane Cook.
Okay.
I will fight people about that. I don't. Again, if you're talking about people that changed the game, you cannot not mention Dane.
American Pie is a funny movie. Is it the greatest bit of cinema in history?
No. But it changed the way movies. It
Yes.
opened the lane of genre.
It created a whole new genre.
Yes.
And, is Dane Cook the
Dude,
best of comedians?
The fact that he did 100 stadiums back to back touring, and that he paid for every single one, like, you can't argue with that, dude. You can't argue. Like, his brother took all his money.
I can argue quantity over quality, but
No. I'm just saying the fact, like, to think about, he had that large of a fan base, that much.
oh, he's
people.
definitely got like a as far as like anyone that was on the internet from 2005 to 2015
Yeah.
was like listening to Dane Cook
For
Like-
sure.
Like definitely he has like a very wide fan base, but I just don't know if like I would put him on the level of like a Chappelle. Like,
Well, of course. Again, I said honorable mention.
okay.
So we got Chappelle up here. My top 5. Then my honorable mention is going to be, your Dane Cooks.
Your Joey Diaz is your
Joey Diaz, honestly, if he had more content out,
he's up there.
he's up there. Because I've listened to his podcast and shit's hilarious. Oh my God. Yeah, if you're just talking about straight podcasts, he might be number 1 as far as just funny storytelling.
Oh, I totally forgot about Kyle Kinane.
I don't know him.
He's another one of those like mostly recorded.
Okay.
I would actually switch him out with Chad Daniels. Kyle Kinane is one of the funniest comedians you will ever, because he's so, like he told a story. He was like, "Man, you ever just say something that's just like really, really white, like." I was in he's like I was in Scotland and I was in a castle and I was like, man, this castle doesn't have Wi-Fi. I said really, really new white stuff and really, really old white stuff. I said like I might as well have said this tuna salad doesn't have enough mayonnaise, Barbara. Like, like I'm like, oh my God. Like he is. Like he has another bit. Tornadoes are the dickheads of weather patterns. Hurricane gets everybody. Forest fire gets a lot of people. Tornadoes, maybe just Jeff's house. Like that's so.
That's fantastic.
I will forever memorize those. Like Kyle Kinane. Oh. One of the best.
I'll give that to you.
Yeah.
I'll put Daniel Sloss.
Yes.
I'll put him up there. Again, Burt Kreischer, Tom Segura.
Yeah.
Chris D'Elia.
I totally forgot about Tom Segura. Oh my God.
I can't believe you forgot about Tom Segura.
I freaking love Tom Segura.
Yeah, so I definitely think there needs to be a
yeah, we need to make a list of like
maybe even top 10.
Yeah, but say it might be a top 10 list.
Yeah,
we'll kind of
okay.
go through that. But this was
We'll
a
save that for
good
another
first comedy talk.
This is we talked about a lot of things.
Yeah.
Whatever. If any of those sponsors want to help your boy out, I'm already down. If any of those, if on it, Laird, Hamilton, what else have I tried? Black Rifle Coffee. I tried it. I thought it was great. So if you guys wanted, I'll speak from the heart.
Holla at your boy at gmail.com.
Holla at your boy at gmail.com. All things social media.
Hit us up.
Hit us up. Let me know. Anyways, as always, I appreciate you, brother.
Yeah.
As always, appreciate y'all at home. Y'all be easy. Peace.